Welcome to another video, and today we're gonna talk about Elo Hell. One of the most common comments I'm getting are people asking how to rank up fast and how to escape Elo Hell. And I realized that I never made a video about it, so that's what we're gonna do today. In this video I'll explain what Elo Hell is, give you some tips how to escape it, and end with one of the most valuable Valorant lessons you will ever get. But first, look at this. We're so close at 750,000 subscribers. If we ever hit that milestone, I will upload a very cool setup tour video. So if you didn't already and you want to support the channel, feel free to hit that follow button. And now let's start the video. Let's start with part 1 of this video. What is Elo Hell exactly? Well, my friends, there's a theory that ranking up in lower ranks is way harder to do than ranking up in higher ranks. The reason? Matchmaking in lower ranks is messed up. First of all, because you're in a low rank, you always get bad teammates. Then when you queue up, there's a very high chance that you play against a smurf. And if you're not playing against the smurf, you play against people that making dumb decisions. You know, those people that always are running, gunning and crouching under the bullets. You crouched under my bullet? Really? Somehow these dumb decisions are always working for the enemies. And then when you finally win a game, you only get 8 RR. And when you lose a game, you lose 20 RR. Combine all these things together and this, my friends, this is called Elo Hell. No worries though, think you are stuck in Elo Hell? Then you came to the right address, because this fish over here will explain how you can escape it easy peasy. Let's start with the first thing. When you're playing competitive in Valorant, you need to understand the 20-20-40 rule. Overall in competitive games, a lot of people will think, this game is unwinnable. I have a bad teammates, the enemy has a smurf, so it doesn't matter what I do, this game can't be won. And sadly, this is the truth in some games. In roughly 20% of the games. The other 20% of the games are a bit different, because those are always a win. Maybe you got lucky matchmaking, you queued with a smurf, and even though you're playing 6-20, you are still winning. We've all had a game like this at some point in our career. And then in the 20-20-40 rule, we have the other 40% of the games, and these games are quite balanced. These are the games where you need to focus on. In those games, you really can make a difference. And that's the moment when you need to shine to win those RR points. So my friends, change your perspective with the 20-20-40 rule. Don't think like, oh, I'm in Elo Hell, I'm never escaping, bad teammates, smurfing, blah 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 blah. But instead think about, okay, this is one of those 20% games. It's okay, I'll try my best and I will win the next game. I honestly love this rule. Coach Mills once stole it in a video, so credits to him. Check him out if you like Overwatch content. Let's now move to the next part of the video. When you ever get in one of those 40% games, I now give you some tips how you can increase the chance of winning them. Tip number 1, the basics. Honestly, at first I didn't want to put this in the video because you've probably heard it 1,000 times, but it's just too important not to put in this video, so I'll go over it very briefly. If you're in Elo Hell at this moment, you're in the lower ranks, right? Well, the best way to escape the lower ranks is to increase your basic skills of the game. And with basic skills, I mean aiming, positioning and decision making. If you get these 3 things under control, believe me, solo carrying those 40% games will be easy peasy for you. There's a reason why people like Keo and Root are rushing through the early ranks, and that's because their aim, movement and decision making is on a high level. But Mr. Lowlander, how can I improve the basics? Well, that's like the problem. You can only improve your skills by playing a lot and slowly grow over time, getting a little better each game. It takes time to get the basic skills right, but eventually when you do get good enough, you can escape Elo Hell anytime you want. Tip number 2, change your mindset. Okay, maybe some people don't want to hear what I'm about to say, but if you truly believe in Elo Hell, you're starting up your games with the wrong mindset. Because if you believe in Elo Hell and things go wrong, you're probably gonna blame it on the Elo Hell and then you will lose your focus and lose the game. This, my friends, is not very good, of course. You don't want to start up a game with an excuse in the back of your head when things are going wrong. Instead, change your mindset. Focus on the things that are going right in your game. So, if you are top fragging and your whole team is playing bad, just think about the end result. Because you are top fragging, you're probably gonna lose less RR, so no worries. Or if the enemy has a smurf and you are performing very bad and then suddenly you kill that smurf once, then you need to think to yourself, yo, I just killed an immortal player, easy peasy my friends. Change your mindset, don't blame it on the Elo Hell. Tip number 3, taking smart breaks. Okay, I understand my friends. About the last point, sometimes it's very hard not to blame it on Elo Hell or your teammates. But no worries, the solution to this is to take smart breaks of Valorant. A bad habit that a lot of players have is that when they are tilted and they lose RR, they immediately hop into another game if they just lost one, all to try to get that rank rating back. But my friends, playing on tilt is not a good thing to do. So the solution to this is to take smart breaks. After each game, before you hop into another game, just think to yourself, okay, how do I feel, how did the last game went, and am I ready to immediately hop into the next one? And if you're not, do something else real quick. Maybe go downstairs, grab some water, TikTok for like 5 minutes, if you manage to keep it at 5 minutes, because if I TikTok I always stay on there for an hour. But do anything to get your mind off the game for a while and play again when you're feeling confident. On a day it's better to play only 4 games and win 3 of them than to play 10 games and only win 5 and lose 5. Tippy number 4, don't drive alone. Honestly, when you play in the lower ranks, I would highly recommend to duo queue or do a free stack. Playing with a small group of friends has a lot of benefits. First of all, when you play with some friends that are around your skill level, there's a high chance that you guys will motivate each other to get better at the game. The reason, a lot of players have a competitive mindset. So when they play with their friends, of course they want to be better than their friends. It looks a lot nicer if you stand at the top of the scoreboard. This means that within your pre-made party, you guys will challenge each other and create a small competition. On top of this, there's also less chance that you will blame things on Elo Hell, because if you suddenly play bad but your pre-made teammate is top fragging, you can't blame it on the bad team anymore, and definitely not on the enemies having smurfs, because your friend can make kills, so it's 100% your fault, not the fault of Elo Hell. So my friends, play together with a small group of friends. You don't have any friends? Like me? No worries my friends, I feel you. Luckily there's an easy solution, just hop into a solo queue match, play some games, talk in voice chat, and when you suddenly think, yo, these guys are actually pretty chill, just send them a friend request and there's nothing wrong with playing duo queue with the guy you meet in game. Tippy number 4.2 I guess. About playing with friends, a thing that you shouldn't be doing is playing with a full stack. A thing about the matchmaking system you should know is that if you play with the 5 stack, there's a high chance that you also play against the 5 stack team. And in those 5 stack matches, the teams are often very imbalanced. Often there's at least one smurf in those 5 stacks, and overall this makes it a very hard time to actually get better at the game. The games are just too inconsistent with the skill levels of the different players. If you want to play with the 5 stack, just go for the premier matches. Those are also a lot of fun. Let's go to tip number 5 now. This one is a bit about perspective. A lot of people don't know the actual rank distribution of Valorant. So for that, I want you to take a look at this graph of esport tails. Like you see, most of the players are around bronze, silver and gold. If you get to platinum, you're actually already in the top 20% of players, and diamond is already the top 10% of players. What we can learn from this is that it only makes sense that it's pretty hard to get into the higher ranks. So now the biggest tip I can give you for whole Valorant, change your perspective of why you are playing. So don't think about that end goal, I want to reach diamond, but instead of thinking about that end goal too much, just play your games and enjoy the journey. In the end, that's where Valorant's all about, having fun and not only to grind to a high rank. So my friends, now it's time for you to hop into your games and get those wins easy peasy. If this video was valuable for you, don't forget to subscribe, and I see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.